Alright, hey, what is going on everybody? It's Boy CGD bringing us another video, and today I'm bringing us a video on Xur's loot location for this week within Destiny 2 Season of the Deep. Currently, he is in the Winding Cove in the EDZ, up in his spot on the tree. Let me show you exactly where on the map. Right about over here he is. So go to that spot in the EDZ, you'll be able to find him and collect whatever loot you may want. Speaking of loot, let's take a look at what he's got. Alright. So, starting off, we have the exotic weapon. It is the Jade Rabbit, a very nice scout rifle. That is a classic within Destiny 2 and Destiny 1. With Zen Moment, Hot Cow, Polygonal, and Fate of All Fools. Of course, it has its own masterwork, and I can't remember what it does. So, if you want to give it a try in today's sandbox, go ahead. I'm not sure how it is personally, but 100 recoil direction, it's always been pretty good. I would assume that it'd be pretty good. Next up, you have Wormhusk Crown, one of the most broken exotics when it was released. Dodging gives a small health and shield bump. This used to just give you everything back, essentially, and make hunters damn near invincible. But with that, you have a 66 roll. 20 discipline is your highest. It has 12 mobility, which you can make to 22, 24 with mod and masterwork, which is pretty darn good. So if you want to make a mobility, recovery, discipline kind of build, this would be the route to go with that. Heart of Inmost Light is going to be your Titan exotic. Use one ability to briefly improve your other abilities. So the way that I look at this is, if you want to improve your other abilities, I would definitely want to use the Barricade a ton, because then you can improve your shoulder charge or whatever melee you're running, and you can improve your grenades. This one is not built though for barricades. It's only 7 resilience. But you do have 20 discipline, 30, 32 with mod and masterwork. So if you prioritize discipline, this is a solid roll. But other than the discipline and recovery, everything else is single digits. And I think you could probably find a better one if you try. Phoenix Protocol. Gain super energy. Okay, for kills and assists inside the Well of Radiance. So your high stat is a mix between mobility and intellect. And with solar, I know they have a lot of movement capability, so having 18 mobility could be pretty good. And then of course intellect, with this revolving around your super energy, 28, 30 with mod and masterwork. You get a lot of super energy and get your super back real quick with this. So I'd say this is a phenomenal role for PvE. But again, whenever we do these exotic armor things, always remember, it comes down to personal preference. It depends on what you want to run, it depends on what your build is, and how your playstyle is. So I could say all I want about it, but at the end of the day, you have your own way of thinking, you have your own way of playing, and so do I. So hopefully these can cater to your needs the way you need them. Moving on, we have Nature of Beasts is going to be our first legendary, and this one is graded at a D on Light GG. It's got Under Pressure Dragonfly with extended mag steady rounds, true sight and hit mark, and then of course a handling masterwork. So Dragonfly, Under Pressure could be solid for PvE, but honestly, with it being a 180 hand cannon and having 17 rounds, Under Pressure just kind of feels like a waste. But I'd pass. Next up, you have No Reprieve, the shotgun. Let's see. This one is graded at a C. Pinpoint slug frame, fires a single slug round. Let's see that range. You get a 72 there, and then so plus 15 plus 10, so that'd be plus 25, which would bring it up to 82 range with snapshot. While this one may not be a god roll, it is definitely decent, even though it's at a C. So I would recommend picking it up if you want to give it a try. And who knows, if that one plays well for you, if you get the God roll, it's going to play even better. 7 Seraph VY7 is the next weapon, and this one is the best weapon of the week according to LightGG, graded at an A. It has Vorpal weapon, 4 times the charm, accurized rounds, extended mag with fluted barrel and polygonal rifling, and a stability masterwork. It is 600 RPM SMG. And honestly, the way I look at this is it could be a pretty good arc PvE SMG. PvP could do a little bit decent, but I definitely say this is more PvE focused. But overall, a good roll. Next up, we have a Bug Out Bag. This one has Air Assault, Killing Wind, Extended Mag, Armor Piercing Rounds, Chamber Compensator, and Polygonal Rifling. This one is graded at a D, and it also has a Range Masterwork. Honestly, you could do some pretty nice things with it. Get Armor Piercing Rounds on it, get some extra range. You could get it up to, let's see, you can get it up to about 54 range with 47. Honestly, it's not terrible. I mean, I don't like Air Assault on it. I think if that were swapped out, we'd be looking at a much better roll. But just that combination of perks, I think, really hurts it. Next up, we have Last Man Standing, which is a shotgun with 1-2 punch, opening shot, steady rounds, extended mag, small bore, barrel shroud, and reload speed. This one is graded at a B, and the way I look at it is it does not have a ton of range, and it's a hard-hitting, high recoil, aggressive frame, high damage. Usually with high damage shotguns, you want a good amount of range, because then you can get kills from farther away and kind of have a little bit easier of effectiveness. So this feels more like a PvE roll to me, but not terrible, especially with 1-2 punch. That is a lot easier to proc in PvE. But opening shot is a good PvP perk, so you got kind of a mix. Next up, you have Code Duello. This one, where the heck is this one at? Oh, it's right there. We have it at a B. Lasting impression. Rockets attach on impact and detonate after delay. Increases blast radius and damage. That's a pretty unique perk that honestly, I don't know how that could play, and that's just kind of cool. And then quick draw, alloy casing, impact casing, volatile launch, and linear compensator, with velocity as your masterwork. Honestly, I don't know where you would use this. I kind of want to try that perk, lasting impression, in PvP, because I think it could be kind of a trap, honestly. You could do some funky things with it. Gambit, it could be pretty good, because again, if you're going in for an invasion and you can like pin it onto a wall behind where someone's hiding, that could be an easy kill. But I kind of want to know how that would affect in PvE, because usually in PvE you just want that immediate damage. But if it increases the damage, you'll probably take it if you have cover, and it's just a really intriguing roll that I would be down to test. And then Bad Omens. Almost had a God roll with it. It's a B roll. Cluster Bombs. If this had tracking, it would be a pickup. I have one just like it, and it is a phenomenal legendary to have. Field Prep is the other perk, with alloy casing, black powder, counter mass, and confined launch, and blast radius masterwork. Your armor set. Let's see. I'll just read it off from LightGG. Warlocks, here is your set. I'm just going to scroll through quickly. Titans, nothing below 63. Hunters, nothing below 64, and Warlocks, you got probably the lesser end. Honestly, a lot of great rolls. Hunters highest is legs at 67. Titans highest is 68, which is the exotic, and Warlock's highest is 66, which is a tie between the exotic and the helmet. And then moving on, we have Hawkmoon with surplus, textured grip, alloy mag, polygonal, and paracausal shot. This one is graded at an F, so honestly, not great. I wouldn't touch it, but because there are much better rolls out there. And then DMT, you have snapshot sights, which goes against the whole weapon, because it's, you know, it has more benefits from hipfire with the masterwork. Hand-laid stock, armor-piercing rounds, and fluted barrel. I think the snapshot's what kills it, because it gets a C on the grade. That is everything from Xur for this whole week. So, lots of interesting stuff to try out, some decent rolls, a lot of good armor. That's probably the highlight of the week, is we got a lot of great armor. So if you need some armor, you know where to find them. So with that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you're new. No trials this weekend because Iron Banner, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.